Once upon a time there lived a young man named Eddie in a small but full of serenity village situated on the bank of a tranquil long river. Eddie was very generous, soft-spoken and soft-hearted. Because of these habits of his, people did not fail to take advantage of his goodness. This made Eddie feel very bad that how people took advantage of his goodness, whereas he used to behave honestly with people. Whenever Eddie faced any problem or dilemma in his life, he used to get very upset, seeing them in front of him rather than facing them bravely. And because of which, other people considered him a weak person. Now this news gradually spread throughout the village that Eddie gets scared whenever any problem arises before him. Because of this, other people of the village stopped living with him because they thought what would be gained by living with him, because if any problem, more crisis came, Eddie would surely run away. Due to this, Eddie's respect and the esteem among the people of his village decreased, or rather it ended. Slowly and gradually, everyone started telling Eddie that he has all the qualities that a weak person has. All these things started stinging Eddie like a bite. Now Eddie was very upset with all this and started wondering, what are those qualities in me that a weak person has? Despite many efforts, Eddie was not getting answers to his questions, and problems running in his life and worsening his life too. Therefore, to find peace, he goes to the riverbank of his village and sits and closes his eyes. Then, after a while, he remembers an idea that an old friend of his had told him about a famous Buddhist monk who was very adept at finding solutions to any problem. The Buddhist monk used to reside in his monastery, nestled among the towering mountains with his peaceful disciples. The path to the Buddhist monastery was very arduous. Now, by sitting near the peaceful river of his village, Eddie had made up his mind to visit the wise Buddhist master to seek his guidance and spiritual support. Now, as soon as the morning comes, Eddie leaves his house to meet that Buddhist monk and to get the solution to his problems. After his grueling and arduous journey to the monastery, Eddie finally reached there. After reaching there, Eddie saw that the master was preaching his disciples how they could handle the worst situations whenever they arose in their lives. As soon as the master ended his preaching, Eddie produced himself before the master. At first he bowed respectfully before the master. The master also gestured him to sit down near him. Then the master asked Eddie about his well-being, and later asked him what problem he had to get resolved. Eddie looked very nervous before the master, so the Buddhist master asked him to calm down first and then tell his mental distress. Now Eddie starts narrating his sorrow and pain to the master, which he had been carrying with him all the time. He says to the master, "Sir, whenever I face any problem, complexity, sorrow, or crisis in my life, I get very upset. I break apart looking at them, and then, at that time, I do not understand what to do." After this, Eddie further tells the master and says, "Master, everyone in my village tells me that I possess all the qualities that weak people have. I have become very upset after hearing all this again and again. Now you please free me from these troubles. And tell me, what are those bad qualities in a weak person, due to which he lags far behind from other people in his life, and because of which he is not able to get proper respect among the people in his life?" At first, the renowned and experienced Buddhist monk went on listening to all the stuff that were coming out of Eddie's mouth with great attention. In the twinkling of an eye, the master quickly realizes the mental state of Eddie, what bad situations and people Eddie has been through. After contemplating for a while, the master tells Eddie, "Eddie, you are not weak from anywhere. This is just the way people see you, my child." After this, the master says to Eddie, "Do you know why you are in this condition? Why people consider you a weak person instead of understanding you? So, listen carefully. Eddie, most of the people in this world get scattered and broken when bad situations arise, whereas they are supposed to be facing these difficult situations and problems with courage and strength. Eddie, never stress yourself too much for anything, because no matter how bad the situation is, it will change definitely, because nothing is permanent in this material world, even our problems, which bother us time and time again. Eddie, nature manages itself so perfectly that if you don't disturb, everything goes all right and very smoothly. That's why I'm going to impart you 4 signs of weak people, and because of these life-drowning qualities, they are not able to achieve what they truly deserve. Eddie, The first weak quality of weak people is cowardice. These people are always afraid of new changes and bad situations. These people often try to show themselves to be very strong from outside, but from inside they are very cowardly because they get easily upset by even the slightest bad situation or problem. They try to run away from any negative situation when they are expected to face these problems with courage and give a befitting reply, whereas a strong person is the opposite. Because a strong person may or may not be strong in his body, but he is definitely strong in his mind, and this thing makes him different from weak people. A person with a strong mind does not try to run away from any bad situation and problem, as compared to a weak person. Rather, he deals with that problem with his wisdom and courage. The difference between a hero and a coward is one step sideways. So it's always better to be a widow of a hero than being the wife of a coward. That's why, if you also have this bad habit, then leave it today itself forever. After imparting the first bad characteristic of weak people, the wise Buddhist monk begins to tell the second characteristic of weak people to Eddie. He says to Eddie, the people with weak characteristic are generally feared of failures. These people are very afraid of failure, due to which they always step back from doing something new. They have a lot of doubts about themselves in their minds. Eddie, always remember that only he who is not afraid to take risks wins in the race of life. The strongest people are not always the people who win, but the people who never give up when they lose. That's why, if you want to be strong, learn to walk and fight alone. Never doubt your worth, never doubt yourself. To become stronger, you must face your weakness. Don't let the fear of failure keep you away from your destiny. There is only one thing that makes a dream impossible to achieve, and that thing is the fear of failures. So stop being afraid of what could go wrong, and start being excited about what could go right. Therefore, you should also remove all imaginary fears from your mind that you will fail in any new work. Eddie, always remember that failures are nothing but beautiful steps of our successful journey. These failures inspire us to do something great. These failures motivate us to achieve something impossible. That's why we should love failures as much as we love success. Third lesson. Eddie, the weak people don't believe themselves that they can do anything in their life. They're always suspicious of their merits. Believing in oneself is a fundamental cornerstone of personal growth, resilience, and success. It's a belief that encapsulates the notion that we possess the inner strength, abilities, and potential to overcome challenges, pursue our goals, and lead a fulfilling life. First and foremost, self-belief fosters self-confidence. When we trust in our abilities, we exude confidence, which not only influences our own actions but also how others perceive us. This in turn can open doors to new opportunities and relationships. Moreover, self-belief acts as a driving force. It propels us forward, motivating us to set ambitious goals and persevere in the face of adversity. Without a firm belief in our capabilities, we may be hesitant to take risks or pursue our dreams, often settling for mediocrity instead. Leading in oneself is like having a powerful inner cheerleader that encourages us to step out of our comfort zones and explore our full potential. Additionally, self-belief plays a crucial role in resilience. Life is filled with setbacks and challenges, and it's our belief in ourselves that enables us to bounce back from these hardships. When we trust that we can navigate difficulties and learn from failures, we become more adaptable and better equipped to handle life's curveballs. It's the belief that even in the darkest of times, we have the strength to endure and ultimately thrive. Self-belief also fosters a positive mindset. When we believe in ourselves, we tend to focus on solutions rather than problems, emphasizing our abilities rather than dwelling on limitations. This optimistic outlook can improve mental well-being and help us maintain a sense of hope, even when facing daunting circumstances. In conclusion, believing in oneself is a powerful and transformative mindset that underpins personal growth, resilience, and success. It empowers us to face challenges, pursue our dreams, and maintain a positive outlook on life. While self-belief may not eliminate all obstacles, it equips us with the confidence and determination needed to overcome them, making it an essential ingredient in the recipe for a fulfilling and meaningful life. Eddie, do you know why most of the people see the face of failures in their life? Because they don't believe themselves They don't believe that they are the ones who will be successful in the near future. After imparting 3 important demerits of the people with weak character, the old Buddhist master starts telling the 4th demerit, the last but not the least. Eddie, these people are very apologetic by nature. These people start apologizing to everyone, every now and then, whether it is their fault or not, because apologizing every now and then becomes their habit, and because of this bad habit of theirs, these people lose their reputation in the society among their friends and relatives, and then finally, people stop giving them importance. Apologizing is an essential social tool for acknowledging wrongdoing, showing empathy, and mending relationships. However, the notion that we must apologize for everything has its pitfalls. First and foremost, over-apologizing can diminish the sincerity and impact of our apologies when they are genuinely needed. It can also foster a culture of unnecessary guilt and self-doubt, which can be detrimental to one's self-esteem and mental well-being. Furthermore, constant apologies can reinforce a sense of insecurity and subservience in individuals, particularly when they apologize for things beyond their control or for asserting their own needs and boundless. This can hinder personal growth, assertiveness, and self-confidence. It's crucial to distinguish between situations where apologies are warranted, such as when we've genuinely hurt someone or made a mistake, and those where they are not, such as expressing our opinions or asserting our rights. In this way, Eddie had been able to get the solutions to his problems. He stood up and thanked the master for imparting him 4 valuable lessons to transform his life and to guide him with his profound wisdom in the hardest time of his life. I hope you found this video helpful and interesting. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you won't miss of our upcoming Rise and Reflect stories. You can also leave a comment below and let me know what you think of this story, or if you have any questions or suggestions for future videos. I would love to hear from you. Thank you for joining us. Until next time, stay wise and stay curious. Bye-bye.